Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, January 6th, and it is the Feast of the Epiphany. For those of you that keep track of such things, it's a day that commemorates the arrival of the three wise men from the east, arriving to present their gifts to the child Jesus. So, beautiful feast day on the calendar. Officially marks the end of the 12 days of Christmas, and there's some debate as to whether today is the 12th or yesterday was the 12th, but anyway, we can put Christmas to bed for another year. But it was fun. I hope you all had a great holiday season. I think your new year is off to a great start. I'll warn you, I've got some complaining to do. So my new year it's off to a great start, but it's not as smooth going as I'd like it to be. So there's going to be very little pipe content and a lot of complaining. So if you want to just move on, go to the next guy in your list. I fully understand today because I'm in a bit of a mood. So I think last time we talked. By the way, it's Bing's favorite. That repair is holding up beautifully. Really smoking great, and I'm smoking Haunted Bookshop because that's become the default these days. And I wasn't really in a mood to think about it very much when I decided to have a pipe this morning and come down here to the shop to spend some time with you all. So I told you, I think last week, that my furnace had broken down and we had to have that repaired, and that turned out to be relatively inexpensive. So I not going to complain about it, but it was annoying that I had to get it scheduled and we had a day without heat. It was a cold day. And since then, during the course of my vacation, we have had the electric element in our oven go out. My wife blew out 2 headlights on her car simultaneously, which I have never seen happen before. The sump pump that I was complaining about making a lot of noise last week actually died, and that's why it was making a lot of noise. It's death rattle, if you will. So I had to replace that. I discovered that the original sump pump, which was here when we bought the house, it had that flexible tubing going from the pump to the wall, which I had always assumed it was connecting to a PVC pipe at the wall, and from there on out. It was nice to have the flexible tubing so you could lift the pump up and service it or check it or whatever, but yeah, they actually ran the flexible tubing through the cinder block wall and cemented it into place, and then buried about 4 feet of it outside. So I installed the new pump, which started to work much better than the old pump, which was apparently dying for quite a while. And immediately I saw leaks sprouting in the wall because the water was just basically being dumped outside the wall. So I had to dig a ditch and run PVC pipe through the wall, and yeah, it's been fun. And to sort of culminate all of the fun in one final event, I've been working on this TV stand entertainment center my whole vacation, and I really wanted to have that done by now. It's not done. The reason it's not done is I ran out of Danish oil, and normally I buy my finishing products at a store called Woodcraft. It's if you're familiar with Rockler, Woodcraft is very similar to Rockler. It's a woodworking supply store. And the day that I ran out, it was raining, it was getting late, and I thought, well, I'm just going to run over to Lowe's and see if they have it. And they did, and it's the same product, and I bought it, and it's not the same product. It basically ruined the finish, and I had to sand it back, and I had to go to Woodcraft and buy my... Anyway, I'm about a week behind now because I had to resand all the finishing work that I had done and start over with Woodcraft Danish oil. They're both, I forget the name of the, I'll be back in just a minute. So this is Watco Danish oil from Woodcraft, and it works beautifully. Fantastic product. I highly recommend it. This is Watco Danish oil from Lowe's, which is a complete and total piece of garbage that if I had any left, I would take back to Lowe's and, well, I'm a little annoyed at the need to sand down the finish and all that. But the good news is I did recover from the problem. The good stuff is going on beautifully, and it's done. You know, it's just a matter of getting that finish right and getting it up the steps. So I'm very happy about that. That was the main thing that I wanted to accomplish, and I did accomplish it. Plus, hey, I accomplished a lot of other stuff. New sump pump line, new heating element in the... oh, I forgot to tell you, my car wouldn't start. The morning that I had to go out and buy the sump pump, my car wouldn't start. So that had to get towed to the shop. Turned out it needed just a full tune-up, basically. I had let it sit for a week while I was on vacation, not going anywhere, and just basically between the weather and time since the last tune-up and everything else, the engine got vapor locked, basically. Well, the spark plugs got wet, and the engine was flooded. So it runs beautifully now. Yeah, it's been a fun couple of weeks. I was really happy to go back to work this week. It was quite relaxing, especially after the ditch digging portion of my vacation. All right, I've complained enough. I hope that at least entertained you. If not, I hope you've moved on so that you didn't have to listen to it. So, beyond the problems with the woodworking, I have gotten back to the pipe work, and I'm very happy about that. Started this weekend to work on pipes again, and I've got a set of 6 in front of me right now. I'll show you. This is what I was working on yesterday. This is, I believe, lucite acrylic stem. That thing was, you know how these clear stems get, where basically you have a dark brown line going up. The guy that sent it to me said that he thought there was rust in it. It really did look like a rusty wire had been jammed in the thing and just left to corrode. Anyway, got it clean. Pretty happy about that. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing this weekend, working on that. And it's a set of 6 pipes that I'm working on, and just going to keep moving through those. It's a bit of a challenge for me because, you know, my shop it's a basement shop, but it's not huge, and I don't have a separate finishing area. So while the finish is still curing on the woodworking, I can't run my buffer. The reason being, the buffer tends to throw up a little bit of fluff, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when it lands on your tabletop and becomes embedded in the finish, you wouldn't be happy. So yeah, I can't do any buffing until I got this stuff out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move through the pipes, and I always do the buffing last anyway, so we should be fine. We'll just keep marching on. So if you got a pipe in line, the line is moving. I think there's 15 total that I have to work on right now, and 6 of them are in progress. So we're moving along. I hope to get to your pipe very soon. But guys, I'm not sure if I really had much else to talk about today. I apologize for the quality of this one. I just really wanted to vent a bit about all those things that have broken. You know, you think you're going to take a vacation and stay at home and save some money rather than travel, but, well, that's not fair, because even if I had traveled, those things probably would have happened anyway, and might have been more expensive, because, for example, if the sump pump broke when I wasn't around, that would be bad. One of the things I've got to do this summer, or this summer, is I've got to redig the trench to lay a new pipe underground to take the sump water away from the house, because I'm not sure the one that's there is actually doing the job. And I need to install a backup system, a second pump and a battery backup, because boy, if this basement flooded, I'd be in trouble. And just so you know, because that is a concern, so I've been here almost 20 years. It's happened once, and the one time it happened was we had people in here installing a new furnace, and this was a good 8-10 years ago maybe, and they unplugged the sump pump in order to plug in a tool, and they didn't plug it back in after they were done. So that was the one time that the basement flooded, and it was kind of cool to. I mean, it was terrible because everything. I had a lot of wood down here that got water damaged and stuff. But the neat thing was when I did get that pump plug back in, how quickly it drained. You know, there was probably a good 8 inches of water on the floor, and it was gone in, oh gosh, under like 5 minutes. It was just gone. It's amazing how good those pumps are. So anyway, it is a worry. So I want to make sure that we've got the backup and all that. But that pump had been, was there when we moved in, and it had been very, very reliable for a long time. And I was kind of disappointed that I had to get rid of it and get a new one. But the new one seems to be doing the job. So I think about that a lot, and of course I always, I've got storage up rather than close to the floor, and certainly any pipes are well off the floor, so there's never an issue with that. And the basement is largely dry except for the corner where the sump pump is. Anyway, this summer that's going to be a project, trying to get some insurance over there with a backup system and better drainage on the sump water. Okay, folks, I'm rambling now about stuff that I know you don't care about because you're tuning in for pipes and tobacco, not for for the sump pump hour. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna finish this up, do some more work on these pipes, and get ready for the Eagles game this afternoon. Go Eagles. We'll see. It's not looking. It's not as comfortable as it was last year, but they're still in it. So we'll see how it goes. All right, friends. I hope you had a great day today. Great week ahead. And I thank you for watching, for liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. And until we speak again, I look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.